humor was missing. So like I had surgery my right humerus, my right arm right here, and it left me with a scar on my right arm. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that was a moment for me that was so important for me to really realize the value of life. My parents ain't want me to rap. Like my parents ain't want me to make music, and this is like very much a letter to my younger self, who, you know, was very unsure. Like, oh damn, maybe like I went to school for computer science. I was gonna be a coder, and I was like, nah, like something burning inside me was like, yo, bro, you're nice at this rapping shit. Like you should do this rapping shit. And like the more and more I did it, the more I showed up to cyphers, the more I showed up to like open mics, the more I was just like literally beating pens on the tables, the more I realized that this was like really my calling. I'm AKINYEMI. I'm gonna break down the lyrics to my song, A Kid with an Atlas. Tell me about the time in your life that you dodging advice, making decisions aligned with a price, tying your goals in a bow and a kite, throwing a line in the pond till it bite. That line right there, that's for the kids and immigrants, like, who literally dodging advice. Like they wanted to be artists, they wanted to be painters, they wanted to be songwriters, musicians, like, but you know, maybe their parents wanted to be a doctor, lawyer. Maybe they wanted them to like go to school till they can't go to school no more and get their PhD. Like my parents ain't want me to rap. Like my parents ain't want me to make music. And like, that wasn't my path. Like I went to school for computer science and like, I really thought I was gonna be a coder, but I had this burning like desire inside of me to make music. And like, wherever I could, like that inside, that child inside of you that's telling you to dodge that advice and like to telling you to like really pursue that passion is probably what you should be doing. You feel me? So this is like a letter to my younger self talking about, yo, like, I know like you're dissuaded from doing those things that you actually want to be doing, but maybe that thing you actually want to be doing is your career. Maybe that thing you want to be doing is how you're going to feed yourself, is how you're going to build a business. You know what I'm saying? So like, once I really started to like really realize like, yo, this is what I should be doing, making music, rapping, telling my story, being a storyteller, being a creator, that's when I was like, all right, cool. Like, this is my path for me. So like, literally like, this is for like the 13-year-old version of myself, telling him like, yeah, man, like what you really want to be doing is the role you should be taking. Tell me about a time in your life when you ride it along because you thought you were right, honking the horn as they slow on the road, roll up the green while you stopped at a light. That one is like one of my personal favorite lines, like roll up the green while you stopped at a light. Like, but it's pretty much like my relationship to anger, my relationship to the road rage, my relationship to once I was able to really like control the things that were outside of my control. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like other people's perception of their advice that they give me can like, I start to be upset. Like, yo, why don't you want me to do these paths? Like, why don't you want me to be an artist? Like, this is what I'm meant to do. Like, I'm not meant to go to school. I'm not meant to like, you know, be this academic. And once I really like stopped really caring what other people thought and really controlled my anger and honestly even channeled my anger into my craft, that's when I was really able to like be more consistent, be more like, yo, like it don't matter what they think, for real. So that's what that line means to me. And there's gonna be people that just, oh, he's just talking about weed, but like that was already like, that was like part of my lifestyle at that time. Like I was smoking, yeah, I was like in high school, like, you know, and just being around that. But yeah. Been only one in my family taking this path, and it's more than I plan to be. I feel a role of provider enrolled in a school of the trauma it brought us. Like, what? Like, that line is so crazy. Like, and it don't necessarily mean like I'm the provider, like I'm the one, like, you know, the breadwinner for the family, but it's more so like I'm the one with the level head. Like I'm the one who like maybe you're the only one in your family that is actually doing what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're the one that's taking the risk of the family of being an artist when everyone else in your family went to school, you know, they got the degree and they in the job that they don't want to do. But this is saying like, I feel the role of provider enrolled in a school of the trauma it brought us. Like like I'm enrolled in a school of trauma. Like I'm literally like in this family structure, this dysfunctional family where, you know, everyone's traumatized and like we're all trying to understand what we actually want to do in this, what's our purpose in this life. And in that, you know, you have there's heated battles. There's people, you know, there's battles of people wanting to do this career and do that career, and like people imposing like their negativity onto you because maybe they jealous, like, damn, yo, I wanted to do that. And maybe they're like, that's unfair. Why do you get to be an artist? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it'd be the same people that like don't want you to shine when you first started, or don't believe that you can do it. But once you start doing it, they're like, wait, like I don't want you to succeed because I was supposed to do that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that same thing, like keeping a level head, being a provider of like, this is the path that I want to take. And as a result, like, because I always felt that way, like within my friend group, like everyone said like, yo, you the serious person. But it was really just me being an analyst, me being like an anthropologist, me just like really just like, I'm an observer. Like when I'm around people, I'm observing like what works, what doesn't work, how does my energy fit in this space, you know what I'm saying? So like that's always been my role. And like it took me a long time to realize that music was the path that I needed to take in order for me to express how I actually feel, you know what I mean? It's like I've been a quiet person ever since, like I didn't really talk to nobody at all, like until I started making music, and that allowed me to really express myself and be on stage and like really like, oh shit, like if you catch me at a show, I'm literally the most like chill, quiet person, and then I go on stage and I just wild out, and they're like, what the fuck? That was just the person I was chill. Like knowing, because that's my medium, that's how I talk, that's how I'm able to express myself. Like you catch me on stage, I'm a different person. This energy is like around that craft when you find it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know the most quiet people, but you put a paintbrush in their hand, you put a pen and pad in front of them, like they go crazy, and you'll find a different person. So I encourage people to find that for them, you know, that like that spirit is within anyone. And even if you're not an artist, like everyone has this creative spirit to them. So like that's kind of what I'm trying to come across in this line. Rapping a journal discarded and brought up 80s and 90s, the music I'm brought up. I'm one of 3 sons and the oldest, the daughter. She hit my phone if I ever get caught up. What's up? Gotta stay focused. That door ain't open. It ain't chosen for you. Oh man. Shout out my sister Flo. She really like literally like be calling my phone, like especially when I was like literally about to drop out of college. Like she was like, yo, bro, like and I told her, she gave me like an ultimatum. Like she was like, yo, you have like a year. Like I told her, I was like, yo, give me a year with this music shit. Like I'm gonna like leave school, give me a year. And literally within that first month, I like was getting endorsements, dropped like singles. Literally, like I think I went on like my first tour, and like shit just started to move. And it was just really like I don't know, it was just like some type of sign for real. Cause like once I like really made that leap and gave my all, like, and I really started to think from a place of abundance, like, yo, this is meant for me. Like, I don't care what's in my bank account right now. Like, it's meant for me. And then boom, all of a sudden, like opportunities started to stack up. So, like that's, you know, how I've been able to find like center myself is my journal. And I've been like, and that's how I write. Like I write like usually every morning in my journal. And like, it's just me just saying like I found solace there. And like, because I grew up across 80s and 90s, the music I'm brought up, I'm one of 3 sons and the oldest, the daughter. Like I'm the youngest, right? Like born in like 95, and like my siblings are over a decade older than me. And like, they was just playing oldies, and that's what I knew, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's the music I was brought up. I'm listening to James Brown, I'm listening to Prince, I'm listening to Michael Jackson, I'm listening to all the oldies. I always consider myself an old soul, like, because even the way that I hold myself and carry myself. But in terms of what I'm drawn to, like the musicality, all the stuff that I love from the 80s, and I still to this day go back to the 80s and 90s music to find inspiration, to find pockets of like, damn, they really was like nice with it. Because back then the standard of what you had to be as a musician was so high. Like you had to, like, they wasn't just letting anybody in the studio. Like you had to be nice because recording was mad expensive. I think about that and I realize like I can't take me being in the studio for granted. I can't take, even though I just have recording equipment on my laptop and anybody is able to make music these days, I can't take it for granted because I know who came before me to allow me to be able to do that. So that's why I keep going back to the oldies and I keep reminding myself and grounding myself in the oldies music, because that's the music that created the pathway for me to make music today. I kicked the door down, I was done weighing. I take the U-turn on that one way. I need the headline of that front page. I take the long shot, I can't pump fake. I can't take this trip dodging holes in the road. Way I work, I just slowly approach. Change your habits, fix more than your nose. More than average, I just harbor the growth. You know, this door was closed on you. Like, you know, everyone was telling you to not take that path. Don't be an artist, don't be a musician. And you said, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm gonna kick the door down. The door is like not open for me, but boom, I'm gonna kick it down and I'm gonna just show y'all, boom. Like, even though everyone's saying that door locked, you can't open it, fuck it. I'm gonna kick it open and just make your own path. Like, I'm gonna take the long shot. I can't pump fake. I gotta just, boom, this gotta just like, I have to bet it all. Like, this is a Hail Mary. I gotta bet it all. Like 4th and 30, I gotta just fuck it. I'm gonna still go for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna punt the ball. Like, I'm gonna just take it all the way to the touchdown. Like that's kind of what I'm talking about for real. Like, because it's more motivational. Like, this song isn't like the hook for me is like a part of the song where it's like, nah, like, let's build each other up. Like, let's tell us that all these things that they said that we couldn't do are possible. Like, we can do these things. Like, regardless of where the world is at, regardless of where, like, how, you know, other people are influencing us, it's within ourselves to tell us that, nah, all the things that we say are possible, and we can do it as long as we have that spirit inside ourselves to get it done. I wake up early and practice my grammar, minus degree and my story still add up. Circling cities, a kid with an atlas. I ran from distraction. I'm talking about practice. Like, oh my, like, come on, son. Like, every line, like, okay. I wake up early and practice my grammar. Like, I wake up and I go and do my craft. Like, whether that's like me making music or whether that's me journaling or whether that's like, you know, anything regarded to help boost my craft. And when I say minus degree, but my story still add up, like, I ain't graduate. I ain't like get the degree that, you know, that plaque that you put on the wall, but still, like, I'm a student of this craft and I'm still able to, like, I feel like I'm more of a student now than I was in college, honestly. And that don't mean my story ain't as important as whoever graduated or whoever went to, like, you know, got their PhD or graduate school or whatever. Like, I'm still able to learn in my own way, and I'm still able to express in my own way, and I'm still able to, like, fund myself in my own way. So I think, like, it's just like the world has changed, and I think, like, what we consider, like, to be extracurricular knowledge is also shifting. You know what I'm saying? Like I've learned so much from YouTube. I've learned so much from my peers. I've learned so much from courses. And I've learned so much from just everyday activities, catching people on the street. Like, there's so many places that you can learn that isn't going to put you in debt. You feel me? So, like, once I learned that and I realized that college wasn't the place for me, like, and I was able to learn outside of that system, then I realized, like, you know, man, like, that's fine. Like, minus degree, my story still add up. It's okay. I'm going to still speak my truth. I'm going to still tell my story. And I don't need a degree to tell it to you. Circling cities, a kid with an atlas. I ran from distraction. I'm talking about practice. Like, I was, like, in my room. I had, like, this map of, like, United States as well as a map of the world. And I literally would just, like, literally close my eyes, point to the city. Like I always would try to find new countries I didn't know about. I always would try to like understand the world. Like, and it really made me realize like the world was bigger than my little room in Queens, New York. Like, you know what I'm saying? My room was bigger than even the States. Like I was like curious, like, what does the rest of the world look like? Are they feeling what I'm feeling as a 13-year-old in Africa feeling what I'm feeling right now as a 13-year-old in Europe feeling what I'm feeling like in Asia, like, and always trying to like put myself in someone else's shoes. And that allowed me to like expand my viewpoint. And I was always like researching, like always just trying to see like, what's the rest of the world like? And as a result, like I kind of like took an approach of like, I want to just see the world and I want to like expand what I know to be. So like nowadays I'm always like trying to travel as much as I can and really trying to like see his world. And as a result, that influences what I make, you know what I'm saying? Recently just went to Japan, and that like really influenced how I live life, how I like, you know what I'm saying, take care of myself. Like shout out Toto, shout out the bidets, like shit's lit, you feel me? But when you see the world, you're able to have more compassion for people. You're able to like, I guess like a lot of discrimination like gets thrown out the window because you're able to be in someone's culture for a little bit. I'm a person that like values traveling. I value experiences. I value like that type of ways of spending my bread. Like I'm not a person that you're not going to see me with a big chain. You're not going to see me with a Rollie or like a fancy car or whatever. Like I value experiences and like traveling and like spending that time with loved ones, because like those experiences are going to feed me back. Like you're constantly creating, you're constantly making songs and making, expressing yourself in whatever medium, but at the same time that needs to be fed back. So like that creative child inside of you needs to be fed back. So that could be fed back through museums, that could be fed back through traveling and seeing stuff. So like the way I like to spend my bread is through traveling and seeing the world. Kids need a mentor I never did have. I grew up throwing my fears in the trash. I learned the methods and never did slack. When I be upset, I connect with my past. Like, man, like literally, like kids need a mentor. I never did have one. Like I'm talking about like it's so important. And that's kind of my main ethos with like my platform and like a lot of the stuff I speak on is like to be a mentor to a younger version of who I was, or anybody that feel like they relate to me, or anyone that like sees themselves in my shoes, or like can pull any type of value from what I'm saying and like from what I'm speaking on. Because I needed a mentor. Like when I grew up, like I was lost, like, and I needed someone to like be like, yo, bro, like you good, you could take this path, like, or even just like sharing the knowledge of how to do it. Like, okay, cool. Like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to upload my stuff. This is how I'm supposed to register my stuff. Like, this is how I'm supposed to make bread doing music as full time. Like, someone to be able to give me those keys and those gems and those, like, take that pathway. Like, I needed that. So, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I grew up throwing those fears in the trash. Like, I slowly had to unpeel those layers of the fearfulness of like taking that path alone without a mentor, without someone really teaching me the ropes. Like shout out to social media now and like so many people that are really just giving the keys away for free. And I'm that didn't really exist when I came up. So now that that's readily accessible, I really hope people don't take it for granted and really like take it for the value that it is and like actually like use it and apply it. Cause I'm definitely like so grateful that those exist right now. I learned the methods and never did slack. When I be upset, I connect with my past. When I be upset, I connect with my past is like such a powerful line because we get caught up in the moment all the time. You know what I'm saying? We like allow our emotions to go up and down like a roller coaster. And then when we really realize like where we came from and like the amount of growth that we were able to make, it really puts the perspective of why we're doing what we're doing. And it gives it meaning and purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I realized that like if I'm upset over something small or I'm upset over like things like that, I'm like, yo, like, look at where you came from. Look at how much you've accomplished. And though it may seem like because you're doing it every day, you're so consistent, like you don't really realize until you get a chance to stop and look back and say, wow, like I didn't came all this way. So I think it's important to like take those opportunities to like, you know, look back, see where you came, but don't get caught up in that and just keep moving forward. So like, yeah, whenever I see myself like getting upset or I see myself like getting caught up in a moment and it's taking me out of what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm like, yo, like, yeah, you just look back and see where you came from. Like hit up one of your day ones and like have a conversation and let them ground you real quick before and let them humble you so that you can move forward with the purpose that you need to. How did I grow from this moment I'm living in currently? I put a bandage on injuries, 3rd degree. I was 13, I was called into surgery. They put me under and said it was urgent. Humor was missing, it slowly occurred to me. Laughing was my only way to address. Scar on my right arm was left. 3 hours later, I rose with a breath. I'm talking crazy like pulling from wisdom. I know these decisions is grazing from my death. Like, man. Yes, I had to go there. You feel me? Like, there's so many like double entendres and triple entendres in there, but pretty much I'm saying like humor was missing. So like I had surgery my right humerus, my right arm right here, and it left me with a scar on my right arm. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that was a moment for me that was so important for me to really realize the value of life for real. Like going through surgery and being like, so I had like a growth platelet on my right shoulder that was literally growing outside the bone and was like, my arm was literally gonna not be the same length. And they told me I had to have surgery on my right humerus. And it was like, I was young and I was like, all right, yeah, we gotta do the surgery. And like that moment was like, yo, life is so precious. Like life is like, and I was, really trying to really grasp like the, I didn't really realize all the other parts of it, like the medical system, all that stuff. But like me just going through that and being like, yo, like, nah, I have to really value my time here. Like I have to really like put like my whole self into this because like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's dark, but at the same time, I kind of flipped it to a place that was able to be in my benefit, which was like, nah, like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, so I better give it my all. That moment for me was so pivotal in my upbringing because I was able to be like, nah, like, okay, damn, like allow me to kind of calibrate, being that kid with an atlas and being like, yo, this is my path. This is what I need to be doing. And from that point on, I think I was like 13, 14. And that's when I really started to write crazy. And I really started to write like all the time. I had my little composition notebook. I had so many rhyme books and I was just writing. I started with poetry and just writing like thoughts, ideas, stories, really just telling stories, like whether that be like what I went through my day, what I learned that day, and it's something I didn't really share with nobody. I didn't really perform it. They weren't even songs yet, but they were just ideas I had. And it was so important to get that down. So when it was time for me to actually make songs, I was talking about some real shit. I was talking about some shit that like, we all go through, shit that was relatable, shit like conversations I was having, deep comment, like, yeah. So it was so important for me to go through that experience. What's up? Gotta stay focused. That door ain't open. It ain't chosen for you. I kicked the door down. I was done waiting. I take the U-turn on that one way. I need the headline of that front page. I take the long shot. I can't pump fake. I can't take this trip dodging holes in the road. Way I work, God, just slow the approach. Change your habits. Fix more than your nose. More than average. I just harbor the growth. Man, so yeah, that's the record. Like, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and wanting to learn more about the lyrics for real, because they so powerful and they like every lyric I write, I put my all into it for real. Like I want y'all to like really sit and understand it and really like sit with it and know that, I put my all into it. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. Definitely gonna do more of these. Yeah, peace. Rapping a journal. What? Okay. Tell me about the time in your life that you dodging advice, making decisions aligned with the price, tying your goals in a bow and a kite, throwing the line in the pond to the bite. Tell me about the time in your life when you riding along because you thought you were right, honking the horn at the slow in the road, roll at the green when you start to the light. Been only one in my family taking this path and it's more than I planned to be. I feel a role of provider enrolled in the school of the trauma it brought us.
It's just sticking out so much. I just need to. If you're in the wide angle, you really see it. So I was just looking at the close-up one.
Thank you.
Last looks. Let me just try to fix it. Sorry. Oh, this is a long one. Okay. I brought extras just in case. Alright, now we're good to go.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
And you're like leaning far this way. Just.
Okay. Yeah, like this.
That's better. Yeah. Chin down slightly. Yeah, and action.